Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise, stack up the sources, and really pull out the key bits of knowledge so you can get informed fast.
That's the goal.
And today we're plunging headfirst into, well, the raw intensity of a really high-stakes boxing match. This one delivered way more than just punches.
Definitely.
We're talking about that epic showdown. Joseph Parker, the fighting pride of New Zealand, former WBO champ, against Dillian Whyte, who was the reigning WBC silver belt holder and former British champion.
A huge fight at the time.
Huge. And our source for this is a detailed transcript from the Joseph Parker versus Dillian Whyte boxing fight highlights HD video over on the YouTube channel, I'll Just Shore.
Right.
So my mission for you today, let's unpack the sheer intensity, the tactical shifts that were maybe surprising, and those, unexpected moments in a fight commentators literally called a war. We want to see what really happened beyond just the highlight reel.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, right from the start, it was a fascinating contrast, wasn't it? You had Joseph Parker stepping in, and he looked quicker, definitely the more fluid fighter.
Yeah, the technician.
Exactly, the better technician. Light on his feet, moving well, showing some really nice boxing skills early on, and he seemed incredibly motivated. They even mentioned he'd gotten advice from Kevin, the trainer who worked with Anthony Joshua. So high-level thinking behind Parker's approach.
Okay, so you've got Parker, refined, technical, elite advice. And then you look across the ring at Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, a completely different picture.
Right. He just looked tougher, more rugged. Commentators said he looked heavy, almost like a force.
Definitely the puncher out of the two, the brawler type. And they played up his backstory, too, calling him a hard guy, someone who's been through so much.
Sets a tone, doesn't it? Even the ref's instructions before they started, obey my command, break clean, and crucially, defend yourselves at all times.
Standard stuff, but it felt like it had extra weight here.
It did. It kind of framed the whole thing. Would it be Parker's technical skill or White's, street fighting quality, his grit, that would win out?
Precisely. And early on, Parker was starting fast, landing nice, accurate shots, looked good.
But then round two happens?
Yeah, round two, something pivotal. Parker goes down.
Wow.
And the commentators were shocked. Said it was his first time ever hitting the canvas.
So what was it? A big shot?
Well, initially that's what it looked like. They called it a countering shot, maybe a hook uppercut he just didn't see. Looked brutal. But here's the kicker, the really crucial bit from the analysis. It wasn't actually a clean punch.
No.
No, it was a clash of heads. His left foot seemed to go in at the same time their heads collided. Accidental, but devastating.
Okay. So not just the physical impact, but the mental side, too, for a techno boxer.
Exactly. That kind of chaotic, uncontrolled moment can really mess with a technician's game plan. And right after that, there was what the commentators call a bad press of hands, just a messy, close quarters exchange. And it seemed to really affect Parker. Looked like he started, shying away from the war a bit. He even admitted later he doesn't enjoy it when it gets close and messy like that, doesn't want to get clumsy.
So that early accidental moment kind of set the tone for his fight.
It really seemed to dictate a lot of his approach afterwards, yeah. Made him hesitant to engage in that kind of fight.
Which, meanwhile, played right into White's hands, presumably.
Oh, absolutely. White's strategy became crystal clear almost straight away.
Just get in there and rough him up.
Pretty much. Manhandle Parker here and rough him up, as they said. The commentators noted his tactics weren't pretty but effective, said he was dragging him through this early in the fight.
And the body shots, too, right? I remember that being a big factor.
Huge factor. White was relentless with them. A good right hand right up to the body, again and again. Parker tried to work the body, too, but sometimes walked into, these quick counter knees from White in close. Messy stuff.
So not just power, but wearing him down physically.
Definitely. Those body shots from White were a constant theme. And his jab, too.
Ah, yes, the jab. It wasn't just about brawling.
Not at all. His jab was a key weapon. When he chose to use it, it landed accurately, and as the commentary noted, it could just totally knock Parker off balance.
So Parker's getting pushed back, roughed up. How was he looking?
He was visibly struggling. Getting worked over on his back foot, commentators noted he was breathing heavily, looked tired. At points, they said he seemed to be fighting on adrenaline.
Tough spot.
They were urging him to get a grip and get a hold of this. And the scorecards reflected it. After 5 rounds, White was clearly ahead, 49-45.
White just showing that hunger and desire they talked about.
Immense hunger. And interestingly, despite the rough tactics, they also described him as a nice guy. It wasn't just mindless aggression. It felt calculated.
Controlled chaos, maybe. Strategic pressure.
That is a good way to put it.
But Parker, even though he's behind, getting beaten up physically, he didn't just fold, did he?
No, absolutely not. To his credit, he really stood his ground later on, showed, as they said, the heart of a lion, even with those technical issues and the psychological impact of the early rounds.
Did things start to change later in the fight?
Well, the narrative did shift a little in the second half. Around the sixth round, maybe, Parker started trying to take a bit of a foothold on the fight, trying to get back into it.
But Whyte kept the pressure on.
Oh, yeah. And then came round 9. Commentator said it was still Dillian Whyte with everything so far, and then, boom, a massive left hand.
The same kind he used on Lucas Brown.
The very same. And it resulted in a heavy knockdown for Parker. Looked bad.
Oh, man. That sounds like it could have been the end right there. Did everyone think it was over?
It certainly looked like it might be. But Parker, somehow, he gets on his feet, still trying to throw punches. The question was, can he dig deep here?
Incredible resilience.
Truly, even though he was clearly on his back foot, looked like he was fading, you could still see some life with those legs.
Wow. So he survives the 9th. What about the final rounds?
Well, the final round, the 12th, was just a grandstand finish. Both guys were absolutely exhausted. You could see they'd given it everything.
Just running on fumes.
Completely. And then, late in the round, Parker lands an unbelievable shot. Whyte is suddenly in real trouble.
No way. With how much time left?
Literally 27 seconds left. It was dramatic. Looked like Parker might snatch it right at the end.
Could Whyte hold on?
He did. He somehow survived this round.
Yeah.
Just pure grit.
Unbelievable. What an ending to what sounds like a truly brutal fight.
It really lived up to the description of a war, a hard fight, just like they called it.
Yeah, totally. It was grueling from start to finish.
Absolutely was. And what's fascinating here is, well, it's how Whyte's approach, which, let's be honest, wasn't always pretty, ultimately got the job done against a really skilled technical boxer like Parker.
Right.
His ability to just systematically break down Parker's game, especially after that key head clash early on, it showed real strategic thinking, not just brute force.
Yeah, that head clash seems like such a pivotal, maybe overlooked moment. So the fight goes the full 12 rounds.
Yep, all 12. And in the end, Dillian Whyte got the unanimous decision there in Brixton, London.
So this deep dive really shows it, doesn't it? A brutal tactical war, Whyte's roughhousing and sheer determination overcoming Parker's skill, especially after that head clash, changed things.
Seems that way.
Okay, so here's something to think about. We see the clear result, Whyte wins. But Parker's resilience, getting up twice, nearly winning at the end, and Whyte sticking to his grueling plan even when exhausted. What does that tell you, really, about the sheer mental and physical toughness needed at this top level? It goes way beyond just skill or landing one perfect punch, doesn't it?